Hello and welcome to Crochet Moments. This is my place where I like to talk about my knitting, my crochet, all things yarn. I'm Helen and I am filming this in Leicester in the UK. And I'd like to say welcome to any new subscribers. I've had a few more drop on. It's really great just watching those numbers click up. And a special welcome to all of my returning subscribers and thank you for putting up with me for this long. I'm not quite sure how long this episode is going to be. I don't have huge amounts to show, but we all know how I like to go down a little bit of a detour and chat about stuff that's maybe not necessarily crochet related or knitting related. I do like to have a natter. So, what's been happening with Helen the last couple of weeks? I've finished some stuff. I've got a couple of finished objects to show you. I have a new start. A commission, no less. I've been commissioned to make something. And what else have I been doing? Well, I've been working. And some more working. It's basically mostly work. I don't have the greatest social life. It's been an expensive week for me so far. My bicycle needed fixing. It needed a new gear wheel, and that's been quite stressful because the bike shop that I was getting my bike repaired at didn't have the part in stock, but they suggested I order it from a couple of places. One of those places was Amazon, so I thought, well, I have Prime, so I thought, let's just order it on Prime, get it next day, drop my bike off before work, it'll be done, the part will be delivered, it will be done in a day, I could be home. No, that was Monday, it was supposed to have been delivered. They tried delivering it Tuesday after the bike shop had closed, and it finally got delivered first thing this morning, when just as they were opening, and I got my bike back today, but not before having to pay nearly £90 for all the other parts it needed and the repair, the labour for the repair. And to top that all off, last weekend I got a chip in my glasses, so I don't know how much that's going to cost. Oh dear, absolute nightmare. But thankfully, it's kind of fortuitous that it's all fallen within a month that I get a small bonus from work. So there goes my bonus. Bike fixed, glasses need fixing, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's my week. 2 weeks, because I do this every 2 weeks. So I'm going to show you what I've been up to. If you follow me on Instagram, and I am at Crochet Moments on Instagram, you would have seen this because I'm so happy with him. I finished Pinch. Look. Oh, he's so adorable. And there's no wonky. He's not wonky. Other than his nose is a little bit, is not quite central, but he's so adorable. I love him so much. And the girls are fighting over who gets him, but he's mine. He's all mine. The girls, I have two daughters, Catherine and Emily, and Emily is almost 6. She's 6 in a month and a half. And Catherine is 11, and my shawl is dropping off. I'm trying to wear my shawl almost like a poncho. This is a shawl I made a few months ago now. It's the All the Blue shawl out of a shawl pattern book that I got, but it's all the purples because I made it in purple. I just thought it would be nice to wear some of my makes every now and then, and I've worn my sweater to death. I've worn it so much. So, so Pinch. He is from this book. I love this book. Unicorns and Dragons, Fantasy Amigurumi. Absolutely adore this book. The instructions are amazingly detailed. Now I'm going to try and do this without showing any actual pattern, but there's photo tutorials there for how to do some of the trickier steps, and I just love that so much. It helped amazingly in the finished object. The particular pattern I followed is by Hello Yellow Yarn, which is MJ Carlos. I will link the pattern. You can buy the pattern individually, but there's all sorts of, so here's all the patterns in the book. So there he is, there's Pinch. So I won't be working from this book for a little while yet. I do have a couple of commissioned pieces to do first of amigurumis. So yarn, this one, the green, is one of the Deramores yarns. I can't remember what the colour name is, and I don't have the back on my shelf. I loved working with this yarn. I haven't used it very much, and I'm really sad that Deramores is no more. And I don't know whether or not Lovecrafts, who have taken over Deramores, will be taking on the Deramores yarn brand, or whether or not they'll stick with, because they have their own brand in Paintbox, don't they? So I'm not sure whether or not I will get to this is also Deramores. This is Robin. Is it Robin? Yes. So there is a brand in the UK called Robin, and I bought it ages ago as for part of another project, but for an acrylic yarn it is actually quite rough, and I didn't feel, because it was something that was going to be for Emily, I didn't feel that it would be nice for her against her skin. But I can't even remember what it was I bought it to put into, but there he is. He's so cute. Pinch is done and he's all mine. I need to find a spot to display him now in my living room, possibly. I love him to death. Okay, so another finished object. I wanted something small and quick that will get done in a couple of hours, and I noticed on Facebook a yarn dyer had picked out a Barbie dress pattern to showcase one of her yarns. And now this was knitted, so I went down the rabbit hole that is Ravelry and downloaded a whole ton of knitted and crocheted outfits for Barbie. Now I did try a knitted one, but I couldn't get it to work terribly well. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it was the pattern or I was trying to do it on DPNs, because it was suggesting Magic Loop, and me and Magic Loop do not get on, so I thought I'd go crochet instead. And here is Barbie. Now it's a little bit stretched across the bosoms, so it's probably a little bit on the indecent side, and ignore the haircut. Emily keeps going through stages where she wants to be a hairdresser, and when she goes through those stages we have to make sure we hide the scissors because one day she's going to do that to herself. But overall, despite it was a tight fit around the top half, I really liked it. It's a very simple, straightforward pattern to follow. What was the pattern that I followed? Okay, so it's by Mama That Makes. It's a free pattern, and there it is. Ooh, let's cover my face. Very, very simple. There are options to do it with a belt in different colours. But yeah, so I quite enjoyed it. Just something very, very quick, simple, didn't take too much thought. And the yarn I used, excuse me, I had a very large lunch today, is some yarn I almost forgot I had. So I've got this bag of Hobby cotton, the rainbow cotton. And I bought a colour pack, so it was all shades of yellows, all the way up to a very, very dark orange. So this is the one, particular one that I used for that dress. Oh gosh, everything's getting in a tangle. So there it is. It's just 100% cotton. It's got number 6 on it because this was, I did start a Mandala Madness. I'm going to go get it. Okay, so Mandala Madness is it's a shape years pattern, and it is designed by Helen Shrimpton of Crystals and Crochet. Both names I'm very, very familiar with, that I adore Helen Shrimpton's patterns, and all out of breath now running up those stairs, and I adore the Shapies stuff too. And this is one of the earlier crochet alongs that they did. There it is. So I basically was just going to do the ombre effect, to go from the darker colour to the lighter colour, then back out to the darker colour and go out like that. That was the plan. And I'm not sure quite what happened. I got as far as this and I didn't want to do it anymore. Part of it is I have done most of a Mandala Madness, my very, very early days as a beginner, to almost the end. And I'm not the biggest fan of redoing patterns. I just thought that because I did that as a beginner, my tension was all over the place. I wasn't even holding my hook and yarn properly. So I don't know, I just felt like giving it another go. And I had all this cotton, although I don't know, I would have had to have bought another pack, I think, looking at how much is there. And this is probably only about halfway. But I just love the stitches. I love how it's something different every round. And it's absolutely beautiful. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. I've been really good though. I kept myself so up to date with keeping the ends in. Yay, Helen kept up to date with some ends. But I really love it. I don't know what to do with it. So if anyone has any suggestions, let me know. So I shall pop that down there and out of the way. So those are my finished objects. This is going to be such a short episode today. Right, okay, so let's give you a work in progress update on Emily's cardigan. So I have been working on this all week. It's been a knit week. And I'm due to switch to crochet on Monday. I've got a little moth flipping around me. Teeny little moth. Yeah, so I'm due to switch to crochet on Monday. So I think, depending on how much time I get to knit over the course of today, tomorrow and Sunday, I think this will be done. I think I might have a finished object by then, by the next by the next episode. So I've got the back done, which I think I'd got done last time. So there's the back. Now I was tempted to block this before I sew it together, but the instructions in the pattern say not to. There is one of the fronts. So this is, I'll show you the pattern in a second. This is a crossover ballet style cardigan. And then there's the other side. So that's the armhole there. That is the border that goes across, and this will be part of across the top of the raglan and at the back of the neck. So those are the finished bits, and I'm on the sleeves. I am knitting them 2 at a time because I don't know about you, but I get second sleeve syndrome. It is tricky in the fact that I keep getting myself tangled up as I'm working from 2 balls of yarn, but I'm hoping that it will just make them grow a little bit quicker because I'm working them both at the same time. So there's the sleeves, and you're going to be so proud of me. I even wound off some yarn to get matching sleeves. So they are almost, they're sliding around now. They are almost matching, although they're mirror reflecting. So we've got that. So they're almost exactly the same. I don't normally go to that effort, and I certainly didn't for the back and the 2 fronts because of the way the decreases worked. I don't think I would have got a match even if I tried, so I just thought, well, let it flow for that. But for the sleeves, I thought, I'm working off 2 balls of wool. I've never really made a proper attempt at getting matching anything, sleeves, socks, or stripes up a jumper if I'm working the jumper in parts. I've never tried to do that before with a variegated yarn, so I thought I'm going to give it a go, because with it being a manufactured yarn, the repeats are fairly predictable. Even in the hand dyed, they can be quite predictable if it's a striped yarn. So the yarn I am using is, oh gosh, the King Cole Beaches DK. I swear I'm molting. I'm finding hair everywhere. So this is the yarn. It is a 100-gram ball. We get 255 meters. It is 70% acrylic and 30% polyamide, and it is 100% soft. It's so soft. Catherine keeps stroking it. So I'm going to be on the lookout for a pattern that I can use some of this on for her. Next, I bought this from the, I think the shop was called Knit Equip, and it is at the alpaca farm that I visited the weekend before my birthday, which is where I bought this from. I also bought the yarn for Catherine's top, which will be my start after this. So yeah, I'm really enjoying working with it. It knits up a dream. It's so great. Also, I'm using my Cubics, my Nova Cubics needles. I don't know how much you can tell from that they're square. They're square needles. And when somebody told me about square needles existed, I wasn't sure. I spoke to somebody not too long before my birthday actually, and she had a set given to her for Christmas, and she said she loved them. She said they were amazing to knit with. So I asked for a few different sizes for my birthday, which Simon did get. So I thought I'd give them a go, and I can officially say I am a convert. Square needles are so comfortable to knit with. You don't notice, initially you do notice the ridges of the square because you're so used to knitting with round needles. But after a while, your fingers seem to fit around the needles, and I find I can knit a lot more comfortably for longer than I could before. So that's always good. And this yarn just flies off these needles. It's just, I'm just whizzing through rows. When I get to the stocking stitch, rib is 17 rows of rib was so tedious, especially across that many stitches. This is the pattern that I am using. It is a Hayfield pattern. 2490 is the pattern number. I am doing the long sleeved version, mainly because I don't think she would get much wear out of a short sleeved version. And of course, if I was doing the short sleeve version, I would be finished by now. Because the rib section for the short sleeved short sleeves are is a lot shorter. It was 9 rows of rib rather than 17. So I've really enjoyed using this pattern. This it has been written for the Sundance yarn. I did not see any of that in the shop, but Emily adored that yarn. She really, really wanted it, so that's what I got. And it's not too badly priced for a pattern. I tend to pay between £2 and £3 for a printed pattern like that. Download patterns, well, it depends on the design, doesn't it? I mean, some of them can go up to about £5 or £6. So it depends on the design and the designers and how willing I feel at that time to pay for a pattern, how much I love the pattern. Yes, so my other whip is an amigurumi whip, and it is part of a commission from someone at work. So I took Pinch to work with me on Monday because I didn't think I'd have my bike with me. I popped him in my bag because I was going straight to a crochet lesson that I do. There's a little girl that I help. I'm teaching to crochet, and I go to her house every Monday for about an hour, and we go through different stitches, and I'm really, really pleased with her. She's just finished an egg cozy for a Cadbury's cream egg, and it looks amazing. It's not perfect, but considering she hasn't been crocheting for long, it's beautiful, lovely, love it so much. And this is the excitement when she finished. I know that excitement. I get that excitement, even though I'm no longer I can't class myself as a beginner crocheter anymore, with all the complicated patterns I attempt. But I took him to work, and I was too proud of him to not show him off. And 2 of my colleagues, possibly 3, she hasn't formally announced her desire for one of these yet, but they are Hindus, and obviously elephants are lucky creatures. So I got asked if I could make an elephant, and I said, well, I can make anything if there's a decent pattern to follow. And so I came home, I had a look, and I found a pattern. And not only is it a free pattern, but it's a pattern by a designer I have followed patterns from before, and I know that the patterns are really easy to follow. Everything is very clear. There are photo tutorials on how to do lots of steps, which I think is over and beyond for a free pattern. So here it is. How adorable are they? So this one is Elwis. Elwis is the boy, and this is what's her name? Elira. I think it's Elira. It's Elyra. So this is from a site called craftpassion.com, and the designer's name, let's see if I can remember. I can't remember her name. Can't find her name anywhere on the pattern, but there's a whole bunch of, and these are free patterns. Very, very cute. Oh crikey, lots of adverts popping up everywhere, but look at that mouse. That mouse is so cute. And the snowman. I think I've seen that pattern in a go away advert. Go away advert, thank you. There's a Santa. A Rudolph. He's very cute. I want to make him. An angel costume for amigurumi. So she's also designed costumes to put on an amigurumi. There's also a devil, a witch. So there's just lots of beautiful, beautiful patterns. And oh, just look how adorable is that bunny. And they're all free. Absolutely free. I'm going to add that to my home screen just because there are so many patterns on there that I want to do. Everything is so clear, concise. So it's actually, I don't know if you will remember Wonky Donkey, but I made Wonky Donkey. There's also a monkey that I made a while back. So, yeah, I made a monkey a while back as well. I'm going down a rabbit hole. I need to stop looking. Oh, I've got to stop. There are so many beautiful patterns out there. I absolutely love amigurumi. I'm still getting there with my skills and I'm just so proud. Anyway, that was a complete aside. I was going to show you my new whip. So I am making a lyra, but with the trunk pointing up as Elwis. So apparently trunk up is for good luck. So these are the yarns I am using. That's still attached. So this is for the main body. It's the So Crafty Aldi double knit in Dove Grey. Because this is, so I basically went through my stash, took photographs of all the yarn that I thought it would work okay with, and let them choose what they wanted. And then the Hayfield Spirit. Now I can't find my yarn band for this, so I will have to insert the colour name, but I love this so much. Actually, I don't think it has a colour name, but it's so beautiful. Oh, and soft. I need to make myself a sweater with this. This stuff. I need to buy some more. So here is what I've got done so far. So this will be worked on next week. So it's working up very quickly, so it might even be finished and the other one will be started. So she's got this lovely little ruffle for the bottom of her dress, and then this part of her, this will continue up to about here, and then it will have, I've got another little ruffle to put on for the neck. Got a little collar ruffle, and it's just so pretty. It's going to look gorgeous when it's finished. I can't wait to see it finished. It's going really, really well, and the construction, so With this body, it's actually started with a chain and you worked into a chain. So you started as an oval as opposed to in a magic ring and going around increasing in a circle. So that was a new to me technique for amigurumi. I have used that technique for other things, but not for amigurumi. So that's new to me for amigurumi. That's all my, that's everything I've worked on in the last 2 weeks. I feel like a bit of a sham that I'm not showing you lots and lots of things that I've worked on. I'm trying to be more monogamous in my projects. I'm trying to devote a certain amount of time to one project and get it done. Maybe when my project pile has gone down a bit, although I don't think it will. I keep buying more yarn for projects, so I need to stop doing that, and I need to stop falling in love with something so much that I start it there and then and it gets put aside because I have other things that need working on. So that's that. I shall do my incoming next. Okay, so incoming is only one thing to show you. There would have been two, well, technically three. I got carded by the postman. So if you're not in the UK, I don't know how it works where you are, but if you are not in or do not answer the door when a parcel is delivered, or you have something that's a little tiny bit too fiddly to get through the letterbox, they put a red card through your letterbox telling you to pick it up from the sorting office on the next day. So I got one of those because Simon was out in the back garden when the postman arrived, so he wasn't in to answer the door. So I strongly suspect that is my Attic Spin Die subscription. I will have opened that and fallen in love with it probably sometime tomorrow afternoon after I've got all my other jobs done tomorrow. So all I've got to show you is my latest issue of Knit Now. So free gift was some circular needles, which are not very good. They will not be, I kept them to show you. They will probably be sent to the charity shop. I do not like them. I will not use them. I'm not a snob by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not a snob, but I just don't like these needles. I like, actually no, I don't think I even like the tips on these ones. So it's not the fact that they're bamboo. I don't have a problem with bamboo. Sometimes they can be quite good. But these are the cables. It's plastic tubing. And honestly, they would be great for somebody just learning to knit who don't want need anything particularly special. Well, it's not special, but you know, I think you know what I mean. There are a lot better. I would have rather they just put one decent circular needle in one size than 3 not very good needles in 3 sizes. So it came with a 6mm, a 4mm and a 3mm. So other than the 4mm, they're not sizes I particularly use. So the 3mm, I don't really use that size very often. It's usually just over or just under. I don't know. Anyway, it also came with a pattern book for having a try with circular needles. Now this has got some nice projects in it. So here's the contents page. I really like. So I like this. This is the Oxeye Summer Top. They have some fantastic designers in this magazine. There's some beautiful things. Absolutely adore this wrap. Absolutely amazing wrap. I need to make that. I need to make that for definite. Oh, I just, it's so beautiful. And then this quite nice cowl. I love this shrug. Are there any other pictures of it to... There's not really any good angles of this shrug, but I really like that. Let's just see if I can... So it's got this detail on the sleeves. There's a little bit more there. It's a little bit closer up. It's so beautiful. I really want to wear that. So I need to... What yarn is that? 4-ply yarn. Okay. 4-ply yarn. I have 4-ply yarn. Maybe not in those quantities in one colour. Maybe I could throw some colours together and mix it up a bit. And then there's the main issue. So this is issue number 140. And some nice things in here. I'll just show you a couple of the standout things that I like. So I really like this jumper. So I haven't tried entrelac at all in knitting or crochet. So that's something I definitely want to give a try to. This absolutely amazing shawl. That's all brioche knitting though. I haven't tried brioche yet. Now I have had part 3 of the Perseverance mystery knit along come through, and I've had a quick look at the instructions. It does say it is a variant of brioche knitting, so I'm really scared now. I'll be working on that. So it'll be the week after next I'll be working on that, I think. I might work on it a little bit in the mornings. So when I'm knitting for my main project, I try to crochet first thing in the morning and vice versa. So that's the plan. But just, oh, so amazing. I need to learn brioche knitting. I also really want to learn double knitting, because I've seen a few things in that I like. I was just about to show off that pattern. Is it that one that we have? Yes. So then there's this really nice cardigan. I really like this Afghan. I'm very tempted to give it a try. Other than my Perseverance mystery knit along, I have not knitted a blanket, and I just absolutely adore that whole pattern, and it's just really nice. It's done in chunky yarn, so I might have to, I'm going to have a go. That's definitely on my want to do list. What's the other one? So if you do like the look of these magazines, as I show you, they have a special offer at the moment where you get a Karen cake, well, 3 Karen cakes worth £33 as part of your subscription gift. I absolutely adore these. They're amazing. I don't think I'd use Rowan Softjack for cushions though, because it's just not worth spending a lot of money on cushions when you live with my children. There's a lovely feature about sheep shearing and how fun or not fun it is. Catherine quite likes this top. I quite like that too. I might try and do it for her, but I've got so many other things I want to do first. And so yes, I think that's all of the patterns in here that I've seen. And there's usually a sock pattern. Oh no, this top. I love that top. That's one to be made, and that's in a cotton yarn, 50/50 cotton, but it's in 4-ply, so I'll have to find somewhere that I can buy some 4-ply cotton from. So that is pretty much most of the episode. Busy weekend this weekend. It's Mothering Sunday on this Sunday in the UK. So we'll be starting the day with breakfast at a pub. So it's one of those buffet breakfasts. So you eat as much as you like. So I'm going to make an absolute pig of myself and eat lots and lots and lots of food. And then we're going to walk it off. We're going to visit Hardwick Hall, which is a National Trust property. And it was previously owned by Bess, who was the person who was named kind of her husband was the jailer of the Queen Mary of Scotland just before she was executed. Or am I getting my history all wrong? If I am, I'm very sorry. I'm quite tired and my brain is feeling like it's all fried. So I've got that. And on Monday, I've got a day's annual leave booked, and Simon and I are celebrating our wedding anniversary a little early. So our wedding anniversary is the 4th of April, and because that's quite close to when we're going away, we decided to bring forward our day without the children. So we always do it on a school day as well. So it's got, we're going to Bakewell. We've got these lovely books of Peak District walks. And we have decided to go to this one in Bakewell. Oh no, wrong book. This one in Bakewell. It's about an hour and a half away from where we live, and it's just under 7 mile walk around the area of Bakewell. So I'm quite looking forward to that, and we'll be finishing off with a very nice lunch somewhere in a little cafe or something, and then off home to pick the children up. So that's pretty much everything I've got planned. So crochet wise, I'll be carrying on with that elephant and then finalising the colour choices for the second elephant once I finish the first. And I've got my Crochet Now magazine is due this week, so I'll probably work on my Enigma. I'm really hoping it is the last part, so next time you see me, hopefully it will be a finished blanket. Talking about blankets, my blanket along will be starting soon at the end of May, and I am looking for some suggestions for what blanket I should work on. Now I do have a blanket in waiting, my Winter Wonderland blanket, but I don't know. I'll have started it by then. There's no way that will have lasted until then without being started. I'm itching to start it now. I had planned on starting it next week, but I've got these elephants to do. So if you have any suggestions, free or paid for patterns, please comment below, and I'll take a look at them, and that can be my blanket for the blanket along and a few of the others. I know last year we did the boho blanket and there were several of us that worked on it together, which was fantastic. So I really would like something similar, so you don't all have to do the same blanket. It will be exactly the same as the last year's blanket along, where you join in with whatever blanket you like. You can include whips as long as it's not, as long as you're not got over halfway done. So if you know you're not a few rows away from the finish, that's kind of spoiling it for the rest of us. I didn't get my Blankets Along blanket finished until quite a way after the Blankets Along had finished. So that will run between May and August, exactly the same as last time. So please comment below with any blanket suggestions. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks. Hopefully, well, I don't know, maybe a shorter episode will do me good. Maybe more of you will watch to the end. I'm still wittering on too much though. So I'm going to go now and get a drink and maybe some dessert because I'm feeling a little bit peckish for something sweet. And I will see you in a couple of weeks. Enjoy yourselves, happy crafting, and stay safe. Bye bye.